Good morning. If you're into the realm of fashion, you've been through that phase where you go through your closet full of clothing and you feel like you have nothing to wear. As the summer season has started, I've been going through this myself and I've gotten rid of every clothing piece that I no longer like or just no longer fit. And it really got me thinking. I'm tired of going through these phases and I finally want to build a wardrobe and a style that I actually like and could wear for a lifetime. And I want to finally get into two realms of fashion that I previously been too scared to get into, and those are more formal fitting wear and outdoor clothing. The first one, the way I like to call it, is old man fashion. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm gonna put my inspiration up here. And admittedly, I don't think I really have a style, so I kind of want to get into a style. And this is a style that I've really been into for the longest, but I've been too scared to get into it because I feel like I never really have an occasion to wear fancy clothing to. But then now I've realized that I can honestly dress this up or down in any way that I want to, and what better time to get into it than now? And the second realm of fashion that I want to get into is outdoor clothing. The reason I want to get into this is because I've been into hiking a bit more and I want to get into backpacking. And what better excuse to finally start to get into backpacking than buying a bunch of clothes? One of the two things these two realms of fashion have in common is the materials they use. The materials they use are really made to last, and they're also really made to keep you warm during the cooler seasons and keep you cool during the warmer seasons. And I really hope I said that right. But now that we're on the topic of it, that leads me into the first subject that I want to talk about, and that's materials. One of the things that often is overlooked in today's realm of fashion is materials. Why is that? Because we're leaning into the more fast fashion type of thing. And I really want to get out of that. I want to finally start buying clothing pieces. Actual pieces of clothing that are going to last me a lifetime and that I could wear when I'm freaking, what, like 80 years old if I make it that far? But that leads me into the materials that I'm going to be focusing on within my wardrobe. So let me list them out. I have my script right here, so if you see me looking down, that's why. The four materials that I'm going to be focusing on within my wardrobe are wools, cottons, linens, and silks. If you have any more recommendations for any materials that I should be focused on, please leave them down in the comment section below. But let's start with wool. What makes wool a good material? Wool is extremely water resistant, meaning it can hold a lot of moisture before feeling damp, and it is also wrinkle resistant and incredibly warm. Cotton, in its pure organic state, is pretty strong and durable, but when we start mixing it with other fibers and fabrics, that's when it starts becoming a bit weaker. Buying things that are 100% cotton is usually the way to go, especially when buying jeans because that's when you get the most bang for your buck. But it is also important to note that cotton in its organic state will eventually start stretching. The third material we're going to be talking about is linens. It is one of the strongest natural fibers in the world, and buying linen pieces is great for longevity due to how durable the fabric is. Additionally, linen garments are pretty breathable and keep off moisture, making them great for those hot summer seasons. Lastly, I'm going to be talking about silk. Silk is a very delicate fiber, which is why it feels very soft on the skin, and silk is also one of the strongest animal fibers there is out there. Also, when wearing silk, you don't really want to wear oils or lotion because it does get damaged over time. However, it is very soft and delicate on the skin, so that makes it very good for pajamas and loungewear. So now that we talked about what actual materials that I'm going to be focusing on within my wardrobe, let's get into what actually makes a timeless wardrobe. And of course, we're going to be starting from the bottom up, which means we're going to be starting with shoes. And in my opinion, you only really need four types of shoes. And I'm going to list out some shoes, but I'm not going to get into much detail of every single thing that I'm going to talk about just so you know this video isn't like an hour long. But let's start with the sneaker. Some sneakers that I'm going to recommend are the Converse Chuck 70, the Jordan 1, and the Onitsuka Tigers. The last ones on the list have been trending recently, but I think they will withstand the test of time because they're pretty cool. But I've never owned a pair of these, but I'm looking into getting some. But a sneaker is very important within our wardrobe because we don't always want to wear something fancy. And if you're going out to like a park or something, you don't want to be the only one wearing freaking dress shoes. But yeah, in my opinion, you really need a sneaker. Second on this list that we're going to talk about is a dress shoe. The three dress shoes that I'm going to recommend are the loafers, the Oxford, and some for the ladies, the heels. These three shoes have withstand the test of time, and with some shoes like the loafer, you could honestly dress up or down, and the loafer have really been making a comeback. And I honestly think Tyler the Creator started that, but we've seen this being worn with shorts, dressed up, dressed down. These are incredibly versatile, but I really feel like the Oxford and the heel can really only look good dressed up, but that's just my opinion. But the third type of shoe that I'm going to talk about are boots, whether it's a hiking boot, a western boot, or like something like a Timberland. Boots are honestly a must have in someone's wardrobe, and they're honestly pretty cool. My favorite on this list is the Western boot, honestly, probably just because I'm Hispanic, but these look really good if you're gonna wear them how intended with Western wear or even with like a 70s style type of outfit. And the fourth and last shoe that I'm going to be talking about is the everyday shoe. The two shoes that I recommend for everydays are the New Balance 990s and the Salomon XT6s. XT6s are a shoe that I really want to get into, and I've been had on my wish list for the longest, so I'm really hoping I could get a pair soon. But an everyday shoe is just something that you want to wear every day, whether it's like on a hike, a walk, or even like your walk to class, your commute, whatever it is. You need an everyday shoe, even if it's to like the mow the lawn or something. Now that we talked about shoes, let's get into the literal center of your outfit, which is pants. Pants, just as well as shoes, can either make or break your outfit. If they're too tight and you have a bigger shirt, you're gonna look like a little kid, or if they're too baggy, then they just don't look right. But a good start to anyone's pant collections is the Levi's 501. Just like the Converse Chuck Taylor, I don't care who you are, you or someone you know have a pair of Levi's. Maybe not 501s, but Levi's. Coming in a nice straight fit, the Levi's 501 can be dressed up or down, making them incredibly versatile. And by now, you've caught on to the theme of being dressed up or down. In a timeless wardrobe, you want to make sure every piece within your wardrobe can be dressed up or down or worn honestly anywhere. Levi's 501 make for a perfect start within that. We of course need to talk about dress pants if we're going to get into the realm of the timeless wardrobe, or the way I like to call it, grandpa style. Lately, I personally have been into pleated dress pants. I personally think these give a more unique look to the dress pant slash trouser type of pants, and you could also find pleated shorts, which are pretty cool, and I would love to own a pair of those, but there's many brands that make dress pants, so you can find them on almost anywhere, but what makes or breaks these is the material. A lot of them are marked up nowadays and made of polyester, which kind of sucks, but you should find yourself a really nice wool pair. Those will last in your wardrobe, trust me. I can't finish talking about pants or bottoms without mentioning work pants. Some good work pants that I recommend you should get are the Dickies 874s. I think I got that number right. And those are the pants that personally got me into collecting pants. I know growing up I saw my dad wearing 501s and Dickies. He's a painter, so the Dickies are like a given. But these are honestly a pretty good start to anyone's pants collection. You could get some Carhartts, Dickies, Ben Davis, and I'm sure there's many other brands you could get into, but yeah. The third and final topic that I'm going to be talking about is tops. Whether it is a t-shirt, a cardigan, a sweater, or a coat, I'm putting that all in the category of a top. So let's start with like the t-shirts. Tops, specifically t-shirts, are a pretty quick topic to talk about, but it's definitely not something we should gloss over. Graphic tees are nice, but if you want pieces that you can wear forever, I would look into high quality 100% cotton t-shirts. So a t-shirt that I really personally like and I've been looking into getting more of are Henley t-shirts. These t-shirts honestly elevate the regular look of a t-shirt and can be dressed up or down, whether it's with a pair of dress pants or of course some jeans. And I'm sure by now, of course, you see the trend of being dressed up or down. Every single item within your wardrobe should be able to be mixed and matched with other pieces, could be worn on a night out, a date, a casual stroll, anything. That's what I'm trying to get at. The second topic that I want to talk about is flannels and polos. These make for a pretty good piece in your wardrobe and can be again dressed up or down and look really nice and proper with a pretty nice outfit. For colder seasons, we want a cozier top. These tops include, of course, jackets. Some nice quality jackets can come from brands like LL Bean, Eddie Bauer, Columbia, Arc'teryx, and the North Face. These jackets are great for backpacking and hikes and rainy weather, and although they can get expensive, they're very worth it if you live in places like Seattle. I know they get a lot of rain, and you're not going to catch people without a rain jacket out there. Next up, for those warmer summer nights, we have sweaters and cardigans. Whether used as a layering piece or a staple piece in an outfit, these could be worn with almost anything. If you get a hefty grandpa sweater, those usually come with pretty cool patterns that I honestly really enjoy, and they could be worn with dress pants, jeans, or even shorts. It's been done a lot recently, and these have withstood the test of time and will continue to do so. Something that I'm not gonna get too in depth on are wife pleasers. I've been wearing these since I was a kid, and these make for an awesome layering piece during the summer or even just some casual loungewear if you don't just want to be, shirtless. So now that we talked about what makes a timeless wardrobe, I want to talk about what I personally think. I personally think that nowadays it's getting harder and harder to make a timeless wardrobe now that fast fashion is more prevalent in our fashion world. Everywhere you look, we kind of just see like just random pieces of clothing that look good but won't last long. This honestly calls for a big waste of money because you're going to be constantly donating these clothes and just, you know, getting rid of it. And it also makes for a bad, representation for our environment, especially in the niche of fashion, because if you're constantly just making clothes that's not going to last, you're taking up a bunch of materials that just won't be put to use and they're gonna just end up in Goodwills. But if you want to follow along with me making my timeless wardrobe and just building a wardrobe from the ground up, feel free to subscribe and like the video and just follow along. I know a lot of times nowadays people just pop out with a pretty cool, style on TikTok, YouTube, all of this. They don't really just record the process of it, and I want to do that. I want to document me collecting pieces, my recent pickups, and just all of that. I'm gonna be vlogging. I'm gonna be just making sit down videos like this of what like makes cool pieces, new trends coming up, and do I think like will they last or not? But yeah, if you're interested in things like that, feel free to subscribe, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye bye.